Lesson 2-2, linear relations and functions. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about identifying if something is a linear function, write equations in standard form, and find the x and y intercepts. So again, we're going to start off with some vocabulary terms to make sure we understand what those mean. So to start with, a linear relation are relations that have straight line graphs. Linear equation that has no other operations other than addition, subtraction, multiplication of a variable by a constant. So that's giving us the information that we would need to identify if something is a linear equation or not. Remember, when we're talking about equations, we're talking about something with an equal sign in it. And then a linear function has ordered pairs that satisfy a linear equation. So again, we're looking at something with an equal sign in it. And we have to remember that we are now in function notation. So that f of x really means the same thing as y. So this equation, this general equation, should look familiar to you from Algebra 1. So to start with, we're just going to learn how to identify whether something is a linear equation or not. And again, we're using this definition up here to decide that. So if I'm looking at problem 1, so f of x equals 8 minus 3/4 x. Okay, here we have subtraction, and then 3/4 is being multiplied to the x. So that meets our definition. So this is a linear function. So we can put linear function. Or our directions tell us really just write the word yes. All right, next one we have g of x equals 3 divided by x. Well, if I'm looking at my definition up here, this says addition, subtraction, and multiplication of a variable. Well, here we're dividing. So because x is being divided, it's not a linear function. So I'm going to put no. So x is being divided. Or x is in the denominator. So if x is in the denominator of a fraction, that's no longer a linear function. That is something else. All right, the next one, we have h of xy equals 3xy minus 4. Well, this one, it does have all multiplication, but there's multiple variables here. So this is really no longer a linear relation. Okay, so I'm going to put no. So too many variables. All right, next one. So here we have f of x equals x. Okay, so really there's that invisible 1, so that's just multiplication. So yes, this is linear. And this is actually called our parent function when we get into that. All right, next one, g of x equals 3x squared plus 5. So this power means that this is really 3 times x plus 5. So once again, we actually have too many variables here. So that power of 2 changes it from linear to something else. So this is a no. And it's because of the square term, so due to the 3x squared term. And the last one, h of x equals x over 3. So this we can really think of as 1/3 times x. So this is just multiplication between those. So yes, this one is a linear function.